This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay, so we will call the meeting to order at 6:07 p.m. on Monday, August 18th. This meeting is being recorded, as everybody should have seen when they logged on. We have a quorum here. So yeah, we will kick off the meeting with time open to the public if anybody has any comments or anything to bring up. All right. Then we can move on. We don't have any public hearings tonight, so we are going to go right to the regular business portion of the call. So the first point of discussion was going to be the OSRP goals, but I don't think Mark is here yet. So let's jump to topic number 2. So Brad, I think you are on the call. You've expressed interest in joining our group here.
Yes, I did. Um, my story is very short. I live across the street from Clearwater Conservation Area, and long before it was Clearwater, it was an area that I went into and spent time in. And I was really surprised and overjoyed when the town was able to purchase that land and make it into conservation area instead of developing it. Uh, so my feeling is if this is the kind of organization that can do those sorts of things, I would glad to help out and be part of that. So that's my motivation.
Excellent. Thank you for the intro. Yeah, that is good motivation for this group. Cool. I don't have any questions. Does anybody else have any questions? Actually, I do have a question. I lied. I have a question. How long have you been in the town?
37 years.
Okay. So a little while.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Well, we need members, and sounds like you've got a background that nobody else on our team has. This seems like a good fit.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah,
I would
great.
hope so.
If nobody else has any questions, then I think I know this is going to go to the select board, and so I believe we have to vote on this.
Mr. Chairman, you'll need a formal motion to recommend appointment.
Yep.
I'll make a I'll make a motion to recommend Brad. Sorry, your formal name again is sorry, Brad. What's your full name again?
Brad Brousseau.
Brad Brousseau. Formal recommendation for Brad Brousseau to become a commission member on the Southampton Conservation Commission.
I will second that motion.
Great. Okay. So Kathleen, thank you for making that motion. Hazel for seconding that. So all those in favor, Kathleen?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
And an aye from me as well. Great. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
At the final meeting before the rest of the meetings tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brad.
Thanks for joining, Brad.
Thank you.
Brad, this is George, the agent.
Yes.
I'll be sending you paper. You can have a great cure for insomnia, but I'll get it out to you as soon as I can.
Great. Thank you, George.
You're welcome.
Great. Okay. Oh, and Mark, you made it on. Great. So yeah, we skipped over the discussion for the open space goals, but let's jump in there now.
So I had three things that I needed to present today and the two that I needed voting on for so the open space goals, just briefly, the town, if we get a updated open space and recreation plan submitted by the end of September, that is the goals and action plan, then we can postpone until 2031 until we have to go through the full, very expensive, time-consuming new open space and recreation plan. We just learned about that about 2 months ago. The open space plan has been working on that. I have a draft that I sent to George. I sent originally the earliest one and then I reworked it and hopefully you got the reworked one. The issue there is I'm going to be away, so I'm going to try to get it submitted to state by September 6th, which means any input you have, I'd like to get quickly because we also need to get select board to approve it. So, and I don't think we need to do that in an open meeting here, but if people can look at the document and send me comments, my email's on the link email. There was two places highlighted on it that specifically related to whether actually the rewrite of the local bylaws addressed a wider wider than the state recommendations in terms of protection, wider than the 200 for rivers and those sorts of things. So if someone has comments on that, that would be appreciated because I wasn't sure if the new bylaws addressed that.
Okay.
And anything else in the general sense. It addresses acquisition, new property, protecting property, water protection, agriculture protection, scenic view protection. It's sort of a general overview. And we've listed what we've accomplished since 2021, and then the goals until 1931. I'm sorry, 2031. And again, at this point, getting it in is almost more important than nitpicking it because if we don't get it in, then we don't have access to grants after that or have to go through a very expensive rewrite. So, and I think it's in good shape, but it's it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Okay.
Any questions?
Yeah, it sounded like somebody.
That's just me. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Mhm.
No, I don't think I have any questions. Just remind me of the timeline again.
Well, I would love comments within the next week because I want to get it approved by the select board, I think on the 2nd. But actually, Open Space Committee hopefully is going to approve it in one form on Wednesday of this week. Select board on September 2nd, and then I'm going away, so I'm trying to submit it within about 4 days after that.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
So sorry about the short timeline. We found about it late and I just happened to be traveling, so.
No, that's fine. Okay.
And yeah, comments is great. We're missing big stuff, very important, but
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. We will all take a look at that. I think we all have those. So,
And my email address came with what was forwarded from George, I think. So,
yep. Yes. Okay. So we can, unless there's anything else on that, if anybody has anything, I'd like to move on. Great. Let's see here. The 4.3 on the agenda tonight was the discussion on pending open space issues, name signage.
Well, I'll jump in if that's all right. We have a few open space things coming up.
Okay, thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, no problem. Really appreciated you all hearing our thoughts on Nancy Whittemore and agreeing to leave the down tree in place and remove the bridge. And George, I know, has been working with the company to do that. And I looked at what you sent out, George, and it looks like they are going to be putting in some erosion control measures and, other things, and then seeding some ryegrass and putting in some barriers to try and keep erosion from happening. I wonder, is it possible to talk to whoever is going to be leading the crew that's doing that work about how fragile that varved clay is in the gorge? It would be really a tragedy for people to walk through that and muck it up. Right now, you can stand there and you can look down 16,000 years ago and see the clay. And if that gets messed up, it's really, damage to very unique resource in town. So what do you think, George? Are they going to be able to abide by that? Are they aware of that?
My gut feeling on both counts is yes.
Okay. So yeah. And do you have any idea when that work is going to start?
Pardon me?
Do you know when that work is going to begin?
You're talking still the bridge?
Yeah.
Well, the person who gave us the bid says that it'll probably be late August, early September.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll be issuing hopefully later tonight an emergency certification, which will have a 30-day window.
Okay.
All right.
If you could let me know when they're going to be starting that, if I'm around, I'd at least like to go and check in with the crew and point out those the concerns of the Trailblazers.
Yes, I will absolutely let you know that.
If you think that's appropriate, I should say.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. And I'm going to be starting to work on an RDA for a bog bridge. We have to, because the bridge is no longer there, we have to reroute the trail. Prior to the Trailblazers going in, someone had gone in and flagged a new route, which we think looks great. But it does require a bog bridge at the bottom. We haven't really, I'm going to ask Mark Droy to come down and look at that and see if we can come up with a plan, a very specific location for that. Once that's done, we'll put together an RDA, and at that point we can reblaze the trail.
Okay.
So
very similar to Alice Brown.
It is similar to Alice Brown. It's I think particularly in a dry year like this, it's definitely intermittent. So it'll be pretty similar, and I'll get some photographs. I'm going to get out there this week and get some photographs.
Okay.
That I can incorporate into the RDA, but it's not going to happen until I meet with Mark, so we can sort of figure out the dimensions and kind of what's involved in that. So great, we'll move forward. Wolf Hill is the next one on my list, unless anyone else has anything on Nancy Whittemore at this point. Okay. The Gudemuths were over there a couple weeks ago. Barry has done a large logging operation on the property. They found that the trails were in very bad shape, lots of debris, many blazed trees removed. So we are going out there tomorrow afternoon with Barry, a bunch of the Trailblazers. Any of you who are interested and able, we're going to meet at Wolf Hill at 1 o'clock. You'd be more than welcome to come out. And we do have a work session scheduled there. Let me look. Saturday, September 13th. We were hoping to be doing invasives work, but it may actually be more trail cleanup work. And we'll see what comes of it. But was delighted. Barry is delighted that we're looking at it. And he said all the cleanup is done. There's not anything more that's going to be done by the logging company, and the state forester approved it. So, we're kind of left with the cleanup, but we'll see what happens with that. And I don't know if there may be further recommendations, or we may need to come back to Concom for more info if we find stuff that might need more intensive remediation. So we'll let you know about that. Next is Broadbrook, and the next step for getting that name officially changed to Broadbrook Conservation Area is to have a letter from Concom, I believe, go to the select board with a formal request to change the name from Garfinkel Menard to Breakneck Brook Conservation Area. So I would be happy to draft something like that unless there's someone on the committee who kind of takes responsibility for those things.
That would also need to go on the warrant for the tentative September special town meeting if at the earliest.
Right. So if we can get that letter out this week, that gives more time to get it onto the warrant. I don't know who drives that.
Brad, excuse me, Evan.
Yeah.
In the sense that we've got a real timing issue here to get something like that out to the select board to get on a town meeting, and we don't meet again until the 15th September. Could I suggest to the commission, if they're okay with that name change, that Kathy can draw up the where and the why, and I can sign on behalf of the commission, and also indicate that the commission voted to recommend the name change to the select board.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that process works for me.
That work for you, Kathy?
Yeah, that works for me. I can get something to you, George, probably by Wednesday or Thursday. Once that's done, how do we go about getting that on the warrant?
I will generate a memo to the Board of Selectmen, care of the town administrator, indicating that the commission has taken this action and request to be placed on the warrant at the end of September.
Great. So the content of my letter will basically state that the Conservation Commission is recommending that the name Breakneck Brook Conservation Area be formally adopted because that is the name as it appears on state maps. Is that
as long as the commission adopts that motion in a couple of minutes, yes.
okay? Great. As long as I know what my walking papers are. So, do you want a motion? I have just then I'm going to go on to signs. Do you want to do a motion now on that?
That would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will make a motion to have Kathy draw up the paperwork to officially change the naming of the Garfinkel Menard property to Breakneck Brook on town
Conservation area.
conservation area.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Nicole. Okay, so all those in favor, Nicole?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
And myself is an aye as well. Great. Thanks for getting that drafted up for us, Kathy.
I'm happy to do it. The last thing on my list regarding the open space is I have been working with the sign company in Westfield trying to get signs. So we have a variety of needs. We really want to have added to all of the large signs on the 2-pole signs, a lower wide sign that says in red, no motorized vehicles. And underneath that, dogs must be leashed. Please pick up after your pet. So that's 16 signs right there. We can just bolt those babies on, no problem. But we have a number of needs for trail closed signs. We need do not build or alter water crossing signs. We've gone over a lot of this stuff. I spoke to, or I was in communication with Randall at the Highway Department because it became clear that the cost of posts is really high, and it was mentioned that he's provided those posts in the past. And indeed, he will provide posts within reason and with given time frames. But I think that's a good way for us to go. He will also, with prior arrangements, dig holes for us in the woods, which would be very nice. This isn't going to move quickly. The thing that he said was that the town contracts, and I want to bring up his email so I can look at it. The town contracts with Mass Correction to do signs. Was anyone aware of this? Department of Corrections?
No.
No. So I don't know. And he said that the town has an approved vendor through Mass Corrections. They can make custom signs, and using them complies with procurement policies. So this is kind of outside of my purview. I thought I would bring it up. I'm not having, I mean, I like the people at Westfield Sign, but I am not invested in working with them. If we can get signs cheaper and through the town in a more effective way, that's questionable. But has anybody had any experience with working with mass corrections on getting signs? I know most of you haven't been on the commission all that long, so probably not.
I do recall them talking about it before. I don't know if we pursued it or not, but yeah, that's why I brought up Randall at our last Trailblazers because
thanks,
I
Diane.
remembered
I meant
him.
to credit you with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But he must have experience with that, and maybe he has done it for some of our conservation signs.
Well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call he gave me the contact information, and Randall said he would be a resource. So I'm going to call the guy at Mass Corrections and see, how to get that moving forward. So I just wanted to put that out and inform you that it's going to be a little bit of a slowdown in the process of getting signs, but I think well worth checking out if everyone agrees.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, thank you for uncovering all of these different details and chasing them down.
Oh, if it weren't for Diana, I wouldn't have contacted Randall and I would never have known. So
yeah, and my memory's pretty vague.
Takes a village. So yeah, that's I think that's all I have to say right now on open space. So I'll cede the floor to anyone else. Unless, Diana, you want to talk about maps.
Well, we did bring up at the last Trailblazers the need for some consistent maps or, some that are in the same style as the ones the Conservation Commission already has. But a couple of people tried to track down some of the people who had made the maps at PVPC and had no luck. So I guess we were just wondering if anyone knows if there are templates for those maps or.
I do not. George, are you aware of any map?
No.
Map resources? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we start from scratch.
Yeah. Do you think, Diana, and this is just off the cuff, I don't know Marla well, but do you think she would have information on that and who might be appropriate to contact her?
I did email her about it and I didn't receive a response. But
okay.
I'll try again.
Well, try that, and then if it doesn't work and if we have to recreate the wheel, then we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and one last comment on that, Kathy and Diana. So my day job, the company that I work for also has mapping, GPS map and mapping platforms. So let me see if maybe that could be a resource here as well.
Oh, that's great.
I was also going to ask if it's like a GIS style map, because I do make those for my own work as well. So if that's something that it's that kind of style that you're looking for, I could probably make them pretty easily.
Hazel, the maps are available on the town website if you want to check them out.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Thank you.
And I'll reach out.
On the Concom website. So, but it sounds like we have some good resources here. So that's excellent if we, in fact, recreate the wheel. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Hazel.
Yeah.
I had two open space committee issues. I don't know if this was the right time.
Yes, we are on the open space issues, names and signage. I know that there were two
properties.
The two properties that I think that we were going to, discuss in the items that cannot wait.
Okay, so that I can wait for that whenever
Is that right, George? Am I?
Go right ahead. If the chair says you can do it at this point, do it.
Okay. Yeah, then Mark, go for it.
So I sent to George that I believe has been distributed issues related to acquisition of 40 acres owned by Trinseri family And if it's okay, I'll talk about that first. It's been before the committee. Previously, we got an approval for the open space to negotiate with the family. We've done that. They're willing to sell the property for $50,000, and Kestrel Land Trust is willing to come up with the $50,000 for purchase. So there may be some legal fees for the town for sort of closing title search, but relatively low. And I would love to get this formally approved by the Conservation Commission, and so that can go on the September special town meeting for vote. So I did send with this a potential wording of a specific motion. I can go over that, but do people have questions in general about the property? And again, so this would not have a conservation restriction. It would be protected by Chapter 97. It was felt by Kestrel that that would be adequate, and without the cost of having to monitor it.
That's what I was gonna ask, Mark.
Yeah. So it just adds a lot of money to a low cost parcel that's isolated right now.
Okay.
Other questions at all?
I don't think I have any.
So if it's okay, I'll read through the wording. This would not come from me formally, but I just thought it'd be easier to start with one. Motion to approve the Southampton purchase in fee 40 acres more or less, identified as map 12, lot 10, or book 1509, page 614, for conservation purposes under protection of Chapter 97. The $50,000 purchase price will be reimbursed, provided by Kestrel Land Trust or other such sources. And again, that's a starting wording. I think that went with the email that I sent around if someone formally wants to read that as a committee member or modify it.
Okay.
And I've written a draft warrant language, which if the committee approves it, I can send it to you, Evan, to look at and then submit to the select board.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Mark, is it on Rattle Hill Road or Fulmer Road? The initial
There's two properties. This is the one on Rattle Hill. It's actually listed as rear. It's rear Rattle Hill is listed. It's actually up Wolcott Road.
Okay.
The other property is Fulmer, which may be the confusion.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I see where, because it's the document that you had shared, Mark, says Rattle Hill and Fulmer Road.
I apologize. I may have copied and pasted, and definitely sorry for that one.
No, that's why we look at these things. Yeah. Okay, so tonight, just to wrap up the conversation on this tonight, what's the goal is to
get approval of the Conservation Commission to purchase it so that it can go to special town meeting. Does not require any other funding or CPA funding to do this.
Okay, and then the final language is something that
Well, it would go to the warrant, and that's always approved by the town lawyer about this issue, since it's funding coming from other sources, and it would be worded such that it would be only purchased if it's outside funding to purchase.
Okay. Yeah, seems like a good deal for the town. Anybody else have any questions? Okay.
No.
Then, yeah, I guess I'd like to make a motion to accept or I guess to allow the town to acquire this piece of property off of Rattle Hill Road for the sum of $50,000 using outside funds.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so all those in favor, Kathleen?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
and I. So, great.
Thank you. I think it's exciting parcel.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Mark.
The second piece, again, it's been before the committee before, is the Floric property
Hmm.
on Foma Road. It's 27 acres. Most of it abuts Wolf Hill and encompasses a lot of Alder Pond. And the committee voted to approve submission of a land grant for acquisition of the property. The land grant I did get in on time. That we had a site visit with the state already. They're supposed to make a final decision in September, is what they told us. I'm asking consideration of having a backup plan if we don't get the land grant. The land grant was originally providing 66% of the $426,900 total cost, and wanted to have a backup plan if we don't get the land grant for the town to purchase it with potentially full CPA funding. And that would require a separate approval by the Conservation Commission. So this same 27 acres is just an issue of if we don't have the land grant, because we don't know what's going to happen with that. It would still be a parcel that I think is worth purchasing. Just the CPA does have adequate funds right now. It would require approval by them when they have a meeting next Tuesday or Wednesday. This committee approves this purchase. There's two minor caveats. One is in speaking with the family, they recently had a grandmother, I think, a mother of one of the owners who was sick, passed away, whose father used to be a pastor in town, was hoping a signage could sort of say in memory of, not naming it after them, but just like we have on Wolf Hill, there's a tribute to the family who donated it. So I just wanted to be upfront about that. The family would like to see that. Nothing's finalized, and the other is there is a possibility if the CPA committee or this committee does not approve full funding, that the family is not desirous of this, but is willing to take out a single 1.5 acre parcel, which would decrease the cost by approximately $130,000. And just to make it more affordable for the town, but it's also the area that's would be access for part of the trails and has parking on it. So the Open Space Committee recommended going ahead with a full parcel rather than taking out that 1.5 acre parcel from the total acreage. So with permission here, I'm going to suggest the wording say up to the total cost, so that if the CPA committee only approves the lower costs, that both options have been approved in a way by this committee, assuming that they're willing to go ahead with it. And again, I can read potential wording for a vote for the committee if you want. I sent that in the email. But
Just a couple of questions on this. When you were meeting with the state, what was any indication on how things are going to land with funding?
Well, there's a couple pieces. I think they really liked Alder Pond and that it was a special resource, and the fact that right now all of it is undeveloped. Okay.
Sure.
And we've also had talks with the other part that's not under protection, and he would like to have that protection. That was originally part of the Mountain Moors project, but the funding from Kestrel, there's a big ask of a donation that didn't come through. But the owner still wants to talk about how we can conserve that. So the town is excited about protecting the all of Alder Pond. The second piece is they would make a decision in September. The third is if I understand what she said correctly, all of this is state funding and not federal funding. So there's going to be less uncertainty, maybe, given that.
Yep.
And that, but they really didn't commit beside that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
How many acres is it again, Mark?
It's 27 or 28, depend on, I've gotten two sort of estimates there. So we're listing as 27.
Yeah, and I know that like the when you look at the the official town map or Unimapper, it's listed as, it's incorrectly listed, right?
Correct. that is confusing that the assessor's map has it as like 14 acres. And
Yeah, and is there a chance that that creates confusion or an issue with this?
it's been fully surveyed recently,
Okay,
so it's not an issue,
okay, great.
but a good question.
Okay. And then I know that this one's been in the, has been discussed and we've, you've gone back and forth with the family for some time now. And I feel like the option of what we could do or what we can do there is kind of been across a pretty a wide spectrum. So the way that this is being set up now is the town would fully own.
Thank you. Let me clarify. So this would be the town would own it and a conservation restriction would be held by Kestrel, and they're willing to do that.
Okay.
And some of the costs build in baseline study and some of the stewardship costs.
Okay.
The purchase price is 415, and there's another 11,000 something that's 11,900 that's title search and those other pieces.
Okay. And so that 1.5 acre lot, assuming the state funding doesn't come through and it goes to CPC and they want to go for that lower, or the lower amount is more attainable for the town, where is that 1.5 acre lot?
So I don't know if people know this area. It's the parcel that was taken out of 61A earlier this year, if people are aware of that, and it's the parcel that's closest to Crooked Ledge Road.
Okay, so it's that landing at the bottom.
It's a flat area at the bottom, correct. And it's not right up against Alder Brook. It's sort of one parcel over because the brook is not buildable.
Right. Okay.
And again, the open space would like to see all of it happen. The family would like to see all of it happen, but it's a backup plan if anyone says we don't have enough money or we don't want to do it.
Okay. So language of up to is key there.
Yeah, I would. So the motion, if it's okay with you, again, potential wording, motion to approve spending, and this one is slightly different than it's written, up to $426,900 from CPC undesignated accounts for the purchase in fee of 27 acres, more or less, identified in map 27, lot 23, which is 3 acres, and 24 acres of lot 3, contingent upon not being awarded a land grant for this property. And again, I have tentative warrant drawn up that I can send to you and then have sent to the select board for them to review.
Okay.
And would love to get it ready for September special town meeting. I don't think the family would wait longer. As part of the reason I want to have action on this.
Got it. Okay.
Other questions?
Does anybody have any other questions? Okay. I am staring at the motion that Mark just read. So if, unless somebody memorized that exactly, I can jump in on that. Okay. So I'd like to make a motion to approve expending up to $426,900 from CPC undesignated account for the purchase in fee of 27 acres or more or less.
I will second that motion. Or did you finish?
I was going to keep going. Yeah. Contingent upon not being awarded a land grant for the property.
Oh, I second that motion.
Thanks, Hazel. Great. So all those in favor, Hazel?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Great.
Thank you for your support. Evan and George, I'll send you the draft warrants and we can modify as needed, and it's going to be modified by the town lawyer ultimately.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay. Back to the regular business section. So the next, where were we here? 4.4, agenda item 4.4, approve Kent Brothers to remove the bridge at the Nancy Whittemore.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, we have received a quote from Kent Brothers to remove the bridge of $9,800. We have the funding for that, and they have indicated they will take them approximately 1 day to do it. I will issue, based on DEP's input, an emergency order to remove the bridge once I get a firm window from Kent Brothers, because emergency order is only good for 30 days.
54, you said 98. I think that was the original tree removal and everything, right? 54.
No, the tree is going to remain in place.
Right. Sorry, I'm just when you said the cost, I think you had said 9,800, but it's 54.50.
That was yeah, and we are going to leave all of the tree in place to naturally decay, so to speak, except for that huge branch that almost took down the bridge.
Right.
That will have to come off. And Kent says they're going to only use some very small equipment, like I can't think of the name at the moment, but it will not be detrimental to the bank or the riverfront area. And they plan again to be in and out of there within a week. I mean, a day. But I
Okay.
didn't want to issue the notice to proceed until the commission authorizes, since you own it or manage it.
Manage it, yes. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the just the quote right now. So it's remove several small trees to gain access.
Yeah, there's a couple of that actually fell across the trail.
Okay.
You can step over them, but they can't get equipment over them. And they're
Okay.
going to be taking everything off site
Okay,
because it's all pressure treated lumber, I believe.
got it. Right, yeah, that would make sense. And then, so saw cut damaged bridge to remove in sections, lift sections out with mini excavator as necessary, carry bridge pieces, I'm assuming, to Meadow Road with backhoe, load trailer, and then dispose. Okay. And George, I know Kathy had said earlier in the meeting that there's the banks of that section are clay, so we'll
Yeah,
a comment
right.
to Ken Brothers about trying to be as careful as possible to preserve that.
Oh, yeah, and I've seen in the short time I've been here, I've seen Kent Brothers working on 2 or 3 sites.
Yeah.
The people in other departments, such as the building inspector and the highway superintendent, rave about the quality of their work.
Okay.
They've all recommended Kent.
Okay. Okay.
So I just need a motion to proceed.
George, which account would you recommend that we use? Just a quick question.
Pardon me, Kathleen?
Which Conservation Commission account would you recommend that we take the funds from?
I don't have the account numbers, but there is
Yeah.
a fund for Nancy Whitmore
Okay.
with money in it.
There is an account for Nancy Whitmore.
Yes.
Which one's that?
I don't know if I have it right with me.
Could the forestry account be used?
No, I thought there was a separate one for.
There's a Conant Wildlife and a Hazel Young account, but there's no Whittemore account.
Oh. Well, it could come out of forestry.
Forestry has 27,000, about $27,000 in it.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at now.
Our kind of general account is about 4,000, and then our revolving account is 4,000.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't make sense to take them out of those. There's the wetlands protection account, which seems like it's just an incoming amount. That's the one that I don't think we spend from.
I'd have to get back to you, Kathleen. I know when I look, I don't have all that paperwork with me, but I know when I looked at it, the funding was there.
Yeah. Oh
We can-
yeah. I think it is there. It's just I just want to make sure we know what account to take it from.
You and I will discuss that.
Okay. So should we still vote for it contingent that we have the proper account, or just go ahead and vote for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a contingent
Okay.
on being able to pull from the right account makes sense.
Mhm.
Also, as I look at this, the quote, I say that see that they have like there's a $1,200 for erosion controls if needed, and part of that is installing a jute mat with rye seed in it. And I wonder if instead of using rye, if we could use something that's um, more commonly found in a woodland New England area, right, versus a grass. That's my only comment.
That's a good point.
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but yeah, maybe like one of those. I know that in the past, a former commission member did plantings at Manhand that were like a wetland seed mix, like after the invasive control was done. That was like right when I joined, so I don't know like where that information is.
Right, right. Okay. Okay.
George, do you have any information about kind of like wetland seed mixes that you've seen in other conservation commissions use rather than ryegrass seeding?
Well, again, that goes back to, I don't know why we have a conservation revolving fund, a conservation general fund, and a wetlands protection fund. I mean, everything we collect is supposed to go into a wetlands protection account and to be used at the discretion of the commission to carry out its duties. I've asked that question before and I can't get an answer from the accountant.
Yeah, so what I know, it's kind of like the wetland protections. What I believe I understand is like the revenue, right? So like filings, monies would go to wetland protection. And then, the revolving fund is what the town gives us.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yep. And then the Conservation Commission expenses is, I'm unsure where that, I'm not sure where, like, where Conservation Commission expenses, like, where that starting amount really came from. Was it the town or is it a piece of the wetland protections? But you're right, we haven't gotten really a straight answer about that. It'd be good to know though for this project.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
If I can
Okay, so-
answer a little bit of information about you can order wetland seed mixtures from New England wetland plants. They're moderately expensive, but they really won't stabilize a bank very well. They're sort of slow germinating and has a different purpose, I think.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
I do want to note that I think we lost Hazel.
Kathleen, I'm 99% sure this is going to come out of the forestry account.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicole, you are right. George, excuse me, we are no longer a quorum.
Oh,
Maybe she has a bad internet access. Should we wait for her to get back on before we vote on this, I guess?
Yeah, it looks like she like probably just dropped, and I just have my email open too to see, but because she had issues with getting on earlier, but George
Okay.
had the link.
So then, yeah, we should wait to discuss anything further. Give it a couple minutes here, and hopefully she's able to join back.
Evan,
Yeah, George.
I know technically we can't discuss anything without the quorum.
Hazel is connected back. We have a quorum again.
Oh, very well then.
Great. Cool. Okay, so picking back up on the discussion on the bridge removal topic, we bounced around a little bit. There's questions about where the funds come from.
Again,
I brought up the question on
99%, we're 99% sure it's coming out of the forestry account.
Okay. I mean, the question that I had on ryegrass, using ryegrass, which is not a native plant versus a native species, is kind of coming out of left field since you've shared this quote. So I don't want to hold this up. But does anybody else have questions on the bridge removal?
Just wondering, right, like if there's other erosion options other than needing to plant that grass. Like I don't know if coir logs or like I can't visualize exactly what the need would be, but I don't love that either, Evan, of
Yeah.
thinking of planting something that maybe shouldn't be there.
Right. Okay. So George, you had said that they were planning on doing this
They told me that the best time for them is going to be in the fall.
Okay.
I have to get a more specific dates from them so I can put it in the emergency certification.
Okay.
A 30-day window.
Okay. So we could postpone the discussion on this and still be within that fall window, albeit it would be tight.
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah. Or I think there are just a couple, there's at least one open question on this, right? And so maybe we can approve this contingent on that discussion and acknowledging that there may be a slight change in which we could revote. So
Okay.
trying to find a compromise here. Does that work for folks?
Yes.
Yeah, I can make a motion, or else try to. I'll make a motion to allow the Kent brothers to do the tree removal as indicated in their quote at the Whittemore property in Southampton, contingent that we have the proper funds.
Sorry, Kathleen, it's not a tree removal, it's bridge removal.
Bridge removal? Did I say tree removal? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bridge removal.
Yeah.
Bridge removal at the Whittemore property in Southampton. Contingent that we have the available funds from the appropriate Conservation Commission account.
Okay. I will second that motion. All right. All those in favor, Kathleen,
Aye.
Nicole,
Aye.
Hazel?
I have an email from Hazel says her audio's not working, but she votes aye.
Okay. And aye. All right. So that passes. Thanks. Okay. All right. So next on the agenda we had was a discussion on minutes. George, yeah.
Evan, we are receiving, as I said in my agent's report, input from higher members of the food chain and yours truly, that we have to be submitting minutes.
Excuse me, George, 1 minute. Diana, thank you. Go ahead,
That
George.
we have to be submitting minutes to the town clerk and to the My Town Government website, and we haven't been doing them. This raises a significant legal issue under the Freedom of Information Act. What I am going to ask the members of the commission to do is somebody has to, pardon the expression, step up, unquote, to take the minutes of the meeting and then get them to me. I can distribute them as necessary, and all the members can make comments, but then we have to vote to adopt minutes and get a final copy to me. And then I can distribute everything and we'll be on firmer legal ground.
Okay.
We're also getting questions from other departments. You know, what did the commission do on this date for which there are no minutes?
Yep.
And I just can't answer it.
Yep.
So,
I can be that one that steps up and own this. I guess I did once we had voted on them, my assumption was, or accepted the minutes, right? My assumption was that those were, that you had taken those and.
yeah, but I'm not getting them back. Who's ever taken them, you know, because for instance, I'm commenting on the minutes and sending it to the commission. For instance, one of my comments is at the bottom or the end of the minutes should be a statement that the agent's report is attached and made part of the minutes. And
okay.
I don't see that coming back from the commission, because what if I send it to the commission and Nicole has 4 suggestions for changes, or you have a couple of suggestions. I'm not seeing those final approved minutes, and that's what we need.
Okay.
So there's no vote or action that has to be taken.
Yep.
It's just a FYI, CYA issue.
Yeah.
That I'm asking the commission to do from here on out.
Yeah, for sure. How far back are we going here?
I'd have to look that up, but I'm saying we're probably missing 6 or 7 months. 6 or 7. Yeah, 6 or 7 months, 2 meetings a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to, like, moving forward, to be the minutes taker and writer. I don't mind doing that.
Great.
And I guess, George, when you're saying, like, for finalizing the minutes, they are sent out for review by the commission. Then for it to be finalized, you mentioned a signature. Like, am I signing that as?
No, it's
Okay.
what, for instance, the minutes will reflect the commission voted to approve the minutes from and give a meeting date.
Right.
I get those when those minutes are finalized and approved.
Yeah.
I need to get a copy of it,
Okay.
and that's it.
A digital?
Then I will distribute them and put them up on the My Government website, give a copy to town clerk, put a copy in my files so that they are available.
Gotcha. But just digital copies with your agent's report attached.
You give me a digital copy, sure.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. But as long as my printer works, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Printers are hard to come by.
So I can help put together the minutes, or making sure that we have the minutes with the proper agent's report starting in, I think February was my first meeting with the group. So anything before that, I would need someone else to
Yeah, I really don't think we're going to be able to supply those minutes that are missing because of the change in the membership, the change in the agent, which you didn't have before, the change
Okay,
in, so I would just recommend we do it starting tonight forward.
got it. Understood.
I don't have any of those minutes, just to
Okay,
throw it out there. And thank you all very much. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, no.
Nicole, I don't know if you were here. Yeah, you were here. I remember. Well, Brittany, she sent like a template, I think, for minutes. I don't know if that was helpful for you.
Okay. I
I
will
can
look.
resend it, or
Yeah.
you can look for it, but I'm happy to look for it too.
Yeah, if you don't mind resending that, that'd be great. My inbox got a little crazy.
Mhm.
And
No
I know
problem.
that Dan took a lot of the meeting minutes too for a while there.
mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep. Okay. Great. Well, thank you, Nicole, for taking that responsibility on. All right, on to the treasurer's report. Anything?
Yep. Sorry, guys. So if it's okay, I'm just gonna sort of give an update for all the funds. If that's okay. So so currently the Concom so I'll just go through, we have 10 accounts under Conservation Commission. So I'll just say the name of the account and then how much money in that account. So for Concom agent wages, we have an ending balance of $4,000.32. Concom revolving, so this is we used to call it the revolving fund, but this is from the town, just called Concom is the name of the account, is 4,300. Yep, 4,300. Conservation Commission expenses is $4,602.20. Wetland protection account is $12,398.52. Conant Wildlife account is $40,204.17. Hazel Young Memorial is $11,483.63. The Concom Red Brooks Estate is $32,227.51. Conservation Commission Forestry is $27,397.99. The Manhan account is $43,526.68. The Mass DEP mitigation account is $45,933.62. That's it. I don't know if there are any questions.
No, thank you.
And George, while we're just talking about accounts, I'll be in early Thursday morning, but we can also communicate via email if you find out more about what account to use for the Whittemore estimate.
Yes.
So we can try to figure that out this week.
Yeah, and I should be in early Thursday morning too. Maybe we can touch base then.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Cool. And I just realized that I jumped to the treasurer's report. I might be looking at the original agenda, but there are some informational items that were in George's agent's report. And George, I don't know if you wanted to talk about any of these on the call today.
No, it's not necessary. I just wanted the commission to be aware of what I indicated here.
Okay.
And the one thing I will note that tomorrow morning late, I have an appointment with Trent Bush, the Boy Scout, to sign off on his work that was approved previously by the commission and to get that project going.
Okay.
Other than that, it's strictly for your information.
Okay. What is that project?
It's putting up a couple of informational, I don't know what the word here, boards, for lack of a better term, at a couple of sites in town, and actually I forget which ones he's doing. Do you
Okay.
remember, Kathleen?
Yeah, they're informational kiosks.
Yeah, it's a kiosk. That's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Do you remember which
Was
site?
it Wolf Hill? Was Wolf Hill one of them?
That sounds familiar. I think Woodville was.
Okay.
And I'm kind of blanking too. Was it Clearwater is the other one?
I'm not sure. It's an Eagle Scout project.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. So then the next thing that we have here is acceptance of minutes. So full circle right back to this. So I know that there's 2 meeting minutes that we've emailed back and forth to confirm that they are accurate. I think everybody's had a chance to look at them and has made comments. The 2 meetings were June 16th and
July 21st.
okay. That would make sense, yeah. And so June 16th and July 21st. Does anybody want to make a motion to formally accept those?
I'll make a motion to formally accept the meeting minutes for the June 16th meeting as well as the July 21st meeting.
Okay,
I'll second that.
great. Thank you. Okay. All those in favor, Nicole,
Aye.
Kathleen,
Aye.
Hazel? Um, Got the email.
He says yes.
Yep. And I. Okay. Great. Thank you. All right. So moving on to the next portion, any items that cannot wait until the September 15th meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I was going to have Mark speak in this time frame, but he already carried over his other 2 items, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Maybe I could speak now, Diana?
Yeah, Diana, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Maybe I should have spoken closer to when Mark was speaking, but I lost the chance. But I would just like to ask the commission to consider serving the Zipta property that's for sale next to the Zipta conservation area. The town did do an appraisal, and we just feel that it would keep the conservation area intact, which is very popular with hikers and dog walkers and cross-country skiers, and would protect the habitat there, and would keep the people using the conservation area away from what would become a private property. So just like to advocate for you to consider that and to perhaps support it, whether it goes before the CPC or for funding. Yeah. Mark might have something to say as well, in addition.
Can provide additional information. So the Conservation Commission had voted to pay for a town appraisal. It was for $130,000. The Water Commission previously had just said they did not want to take action on purchasing the property in terms of its benefits for water protection in town. The Open Space Committee had reviewed the information after the repeat assessment came in, appraisal, and had voted to not take action at this time, was the wording that they, meaning it wasn't quite as high on the list as some of the other projects that the Open Space Committee was looking at. So.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yeah, George, please.
Diane, I have met with the real estate agent and a wetland scientist concerning that property who are working with the owners. And they're getting ready to file an RDA to eliminate riverfront area and declare what is shown as a perennial stream to be intermittent, which will reduce the Concom's jurisdictional area by 100 feet. So they're going forward as if they have a client who's going to buy this.
Well, I know the realtor was still interested in the town, perhaps having an interest in the property. So I don't know about another, when did that happen, George?
I learned about the possible RDA this morning. I met with them, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
How much acreage is this?
Just over 2 acres, 2.3 acres, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say a little over 2.
Okay.
George, was this a redelineation of the wetlands? Because it's already been delineated.
No, there's a stream that shows up as perennial on the other side of the street. But the 200-foot riverfront area for perennial stream goes actually into this property quite a distance. They're going to come in to try and declare that stream intermittent, which cuts down the riverfront area from 200 feet to 100.
Thank you.
Is that easy to do?
You have to, you basically have to have 4 photographs taken on a different days, documented where they are, who took them, what the current weather conditions were, and the exact location. And then they file an RDA request with the commission, and it lays out the documentation you have to have. And then the commission may declare the stream intermittent.
Wow.
Okay. Well, thanks for the insight on that, George, and for the heads up there. Diana, your point is heard. And
I just think it would really detract from the conservation area as it is if a house is built right there. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is as I said, a popular place right in town. And even though the water commissioners weren't proactive about it, it is in the recharge area. So all of those things I think are factors that ought to be weighed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you. There's yeah, something to think about here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Before I ask anybody else if they have anything under the items that cannot wait, just pointing out that September 15th is our next meetings. The September 1st, or it'll be Labor Day when we would normally have the first meeting of the month, so we will not be meeting then. Anything else from folks? Okay. Then I will make a motion to close the meeting for the night.
I'll second that.
Great, thank you. Okay, so all those in favor, Kathleen?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
And Hazel, I see your vote here. And I, from my side as well. So at 7:22 tonight, the meeting is adjourned.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.